Hey, everybody out there, we got high school sports talk on Saturday mornings on ESPN Radio 94.1. You hear me, and you'll hear my partner. If I don't fire him, this guy.
I'm back.
Matt Hatfield.
Don't fire me. We're here to talk with you all on this lovely, dreary Saturday. It is lovely and dreary.
Like I say, you can't put them two words together.
It's a lovely...
It's dreary on the outside because it's wet and rainy, which has been for the last 48 hours, but it's nice and dry. Very comfy inside.
Indoors, yep, you got it. And we're going to talk some pro and college sports here, some NFL, college football, college basketball, whatever's on the mind of one Ed Young that we can talk about. Because there's a lot of things on your mind that we can't talk about.
Yeah, there's some things we can't talk about.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
I guess we're looking at NFL. We got what, 3 more weeks?
We have 3 more weeks. I'm going to give you. They played this game on Dan Patrick's show yesterday. I'm going to give you real quickly. Interested or not interested in the game? We Saints Falcons the other night. By the way, what was Sean Payton doing? He channeled his inner Ed Young going ballistico. Oh my
He went out in the field. I thought he checked himself in the game without equipment.
He lost his mind. I can't get a handle on the Falcons though because they're not the same team as last year, but they're in position to win the division and everything be hunky dory and okay. Is hunky dory a phrase? I think it's a phrase, isn't it?
I think for the little kids it is.
Okay. Everything's
There's so many teams though in the NFL that are close to 500.
Colts at Bills, watch or not watch? I have no interest in that game, even if our guy Tyrod Taylor from Hampton High plays.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'd be struggling to want to watch that.
If Andrew Luck played, I'd watch though, because he is the best hurt quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers. He's the second best hurt quarterback. Get that?
Yeah, that's
best
not
hurt AFC quarterback. But I wish he'd come to the NFC and play for my Cardinals. I'd be happy then. Vikings at Panthers.
Good game. Good game. I'm going Vikings.
I like them too. I don't trust Carolina. It's funny that you trust Case Keenum more than Cam Newton.
That's an amazing story.
But I trust the Vikings defense, and I think Mike Zimmer quietly should be coach of the year. Everybody talking about Doug Peterson, or talking about Bill Belichick, who's considered the evil hoodie is the great coach of all time, considered right there with Lombardi on that same platform by most people, most pundits. But look at the playmakers that Minnesota has. Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph. Okay, Stephon Diggs is pretty good coming out of Maryland, but you couldn't pick those guys out of a lineup. No. And they're winning. They've won 10 games with them, and Case Keenum's their quarterback.
I remember Case Keenum coming out of college. He put all them big numbers up. Was it Texas Tech?
Even there, Case Keenum was at Houston.
Okay, put crazy numbers up.
State.
And a lot of people said he would never pan out in pros. Now he's one of the better quarterbacks of what he's done for Minnesota.
And look, they got some very good defensive players. Everson Griffin's got 12 sacks. Harrison Smith in the secondary intercepts passes. Eric Kendricks at linebacker. But they don't have that J.J. Watt. They don't have that Richard Sherman. They don't have that huge, bigger-than-life personality or playmaker on defense. So for this team to be 10-2, I think it's remarkable. Bears 3-9 at Bengals 5-7. I wouldn't watch it if it was in my backyard, as one of our good buddies would say.
Bears, Bengals?
I wouldn't open that. I wouldn't open my blinds if I was in the backyard.
I'm going begrudgingly Bengals. Close game.
Bengalis.
7-6.
Mitch Trubisky, Andy Dalton. One of them will lose that game, not win it. Probably Trubisky. Or Trubisky. Packers are 6-6 at the winless Browns 0-12. You're going to laugh at me when I say this.
I know you're picking the Browns. I'm
picking the Packers, but the Browns are going to liable to mess around. Remember last year I called for the Browns to get their first win against the Chargers on Christmas Eve, and they did it. The Browns are going to mess around and be in this game. Not win it, but they're going to be in the game, I think. Brett Hundley's playing a little bit better, isn't he? Quarterback, a little bit better. 4 touchdowns, no picks, 457 through the air the last 2 games. Niners 2-10 at 4-8 Texans. Wouldn't watch it either. Even if J.J. Watt was there, I wouldn't watch it.
J.J. Watt's my favorite player.
I'm missing him and Deshaun Watson.
You can bypass that game.
Tom Savage and Jimmy Garoppolo. Ooh, that's
Garoppolo is going to be starting to put up numbers.
He might. Now this is a game that I would watch just for the. I want to see if there's going to be a fight there. Maybe we'll see.
It's the Oakland Raiders.
We can see Andy Reid and Jack Del Rio have a fist fight.
Yeah.
By the way, I love those kids that dress up like it was Ben McAdoo, but Andy Reid in the stands. Those are great.
Brings back Lord.
What they could do if they don't have a kid? They could just bring in Wilford Brimley from those diabetes commercials. He could play Andy Reid too.
There you go.
Could work.
But Raiders Chiefs goes way back to the early days of the old AFL.
Yeah.
And trust me,
matriculating the ball.
When Matt talks about fights, there were many fights right on the first snap of the
game.
game.
George Atkinson was punching people.
Ben Davidson.
Jack Tatum was hitting people.
Oh my God!
Oh man!
Clem Daniels, the running back.
It was like WWE style. They had they had the chair matches before chair matches.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Who do you like?
This is for first place.
Well, with the Chargers.
With the Chargers. Well, the Chargers are going to win, too, because they're
Who's
playing
going to win this
whoever.
game? And this is important. I've got, for my fantasy team, and I'm trying to make the playoffs, I need to win this week against Doreen, if she's out there watching. My sister. Okay. Who do I play? Derek Carr or Alex Smith, quarterback? I need your help. I sat Alex Smith last week, and it blew up in my face. He had 40-something points.
I would go with Alex Smith.
Why? Because he's got Travis Kelce and Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill.
he's got a little bit more to throw, too.
And Carr doesn't have Crabtree or Cooper, and if he does, Cooper will drop the ball and Crabtree will get ejected. So
Don't mess with Crabtree's chain, people. Stop messing with his chains.
Yeah, well, first of all, and I think that Talib should be thrown out of the league. He was more of the culprit than Crabtree. I'm not saying because we like Crabtree because we've had him on the show, or you had him on the show before, on the radio show. 94.1 every Saturday, ESPN, 10 a.m. to noon, tune in, shameless plug. It'll be sometimes powered by Subway, sometimes by the Scope Holiday Classic, sometimes by VirginiaPreps.com. It could be by you. We want your help. Get involved. You'll love it.
And make it very cheap for you.
Either the radio or this show. You have multiple options. The options are limitless. They're plentiful. But what I was getting at is, why are you wearing a daggone chain in the game anyway? Why I ripped your basketball chain off? See this right here, folks? Look, hold on. Get up a little higher so that folks can see this.
The camera
I can just rip this off his neck.
And see,
he would punch me in the face if I did that.
And it would be disaster.
Oh,
I've been doing this show alone for a long time.
He would punch me in the face. He wouldn't wait till commercial break. He would literally go boom. But why are you wearing it in a game, though? And he taped it to himself, so he had to really yank it to pull it off.
It's bad. It's just bad.
If you're taping it, you know the guy's going to try to pull it off.
Right. And you just don't wear jewelry in a game.
They're not the smartest guys in the world.
Who are you going, Raiders, Chiefs?
I'd like to see the Raiders win because we picked them to win a Super Bowl, which I don't know what crazy state I was in mentally when I did that. But I think the Chiefs are going to finally right the ship and win the game. I do.
I want
their defense is a mess, though.
Yeah, it's just.
And as Oakland got an interception, yes, they got their first one. Navarro Bowman, good job, Navarro.
Penn Stater.
Man, they went like the longest time in a world without. I'm sorry, I messed up your chain there, but without an INT, it went forever.
Come on, Raiders! Come on, Raiders!
Where else can we go before I break one of Ed's jewelry items around his neck or on his body or anywhere? The Cowboys are 6-6 at a 2-10 Giants. Watch or don't watch? I'd say watch.
Well, you're going to see Spagnuolo, the interim coach for the Giants, been on the sideline.
Eli's going to play great.
Eli's coming back in.
They're going to beat Dallas. Take it to the bank. Just don't cash it yet.
I'm saying don't cash it because
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. The Cowboys are going to win.
Eli's due for one great send-off performance. So all the New York media can go crazy on the final Monday before Mike Francesa's final Friday show. By the way, shout out to Big Mike. He is the sports pope. Last show next Friday at the Fan. He's going to come help us out. That's the rumor going around the place.
Yeah, good question here. Based on the fact that the Giants benched Eli and everybody in the world said it shouldn't have happened, which got the coach and the GM fired, not just for that reason.
Yes.
Do the Giants shop Eli this summer?
Yes. He's not coming back.
Right,
are you serious? He's not coming back. He's gone.
So he's either going to
He's
your
already
Cardinals.
bought a condo in Jacksonville. I love him to come to the desert. But he's already bought a condo in Jacksonville with Coughlin.
Oh, so Coughlin.
And here's the other kicker. What about if Doug Marrone does something stupid, which the chances of that happening are like 72.3% between now and the playoffs, and they decide to boot him out of there and let Coughlin come out and coach him? Now, that would be riveting. Coughlin, Eli take the Jaguars to the Super Bowl.
And then Eli goes big time for Jacksonville. That'd be a great pick if they get Jackson. If they get Eli, wow.
Maybe they can trade Doug Marrone. They can trade Doug Marrone to Jacksonville for Eli Manning.
There you go.
That's a coach. They did it one time at the Raiders. They trade Chucky John Gruden to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it was kind of like a trade-off. Yeah, where they got like 5 draft picks and 2 players.
A couple Chucky dolls.
And a couple Chucky dolls.
Lions are 6-6 at the Bucks, who are 4-8. Would you watch this if this was in your backyard?
I only intrigued by the Lions because of our buddy Alan Williams.
Okay.
Defensive back coach for the Tigers.
That's fair.
For the Lions. I would watch it. My lean is towards Detroit in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would watch it if Calvin Johnson, Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp, and Barry Sanders came back to play. Not going to watch it now. Titans. Oh, by the way, Dirk Cutter's a lame duck coach. He's getting canned soon. Nobody's talking about. They're talking about all these other guys getting canned. Dirk Cutter's next. He's going to get canned soon. The Titans are 8-4. The Cardinals 5-7. This is the type of game the Cardinals will turn around and win. Blaine Gabbert was good 2 weeks ago. He was gosh awful last week, and they might turn around and win this game. Larry Fitzgerald, by the way, he's knocking on the door for receiving yards and all that stuff, receptions, touchdowns, all time great. He's going to give the home fans something to cheer about. I think they're going to upset the Titans. There you go. Upset special, baby.
I'm going Titans.
The Titans are full of malarkey.
I thought Malarkey wasn't coaching there anymore.
That's why they're full of malarkey.
O'Brien's the head coach of Tennessee.
But they're still full of malarkey. The Jets at the Broncos, 5-7, 3-9.
I ain't watching.
I'm not watching this.
Not watching. I'm
Joe
going Jets.
Namath and John Elway would
Right.
have to come back for me to watch
That's
this.
how I was
thing.
just going to say. Jets going to win it. Enough said.
How about the Jets beating KC though?
That's
Todd Bowles is, you know what? Todd Bowles has done a good job and a bad job. You know why? The good job is that they're 5-7 and competitive. The bad job is that they're not going to get a good draft choice out of this. And Josh McCown's not the
stuck in
answer
the
long
middle,
term.
right? There you go.
Although I'll tell you what, I would take Josh McCown back in Arizona when he was briefly backing up Kurt Warner and briefly starting over him and briefly backing up and sharing time with Matt Leinart. The Redskins 5-7 at the Chargers 6-6. You always got to watch a Redskins game, right?
No.
No matter who they're playing. What do you mean no?
I don't watch it.
Chargers are exciting. They got Joey Bosa.
This is the one time
They
I
got
do want
Ingram.
Washington to do something. They got to beat the Chargers because if the Chargers win and the Raiders win, they're tied for first. If the Raiders win, the Chargers lose. The Raiders have it. So,
Anyways, I think it's worth watching just to see if the Chargers can put an end to the Redskins season or if the Redskins can rescue it, resurrect themselves with Kirk Cousins at the ship, quarterback. I got Jamison Crowder on my fantasy team. Should I play him or sit him, wide receiver? Fantasy expert, Dr.
over who?
I got Golden Tate. I got, who else I got on my fantasy team? This might take a while. We look it up on film, but I'm considering playing him though. What do you think?
Go your instinct.
He had a fumble last week and he stunk it.
Go your instinct.
Oh, Cooper Kupp, my guy with the Rams. Speaking of which, we're coming up on a Rams game with the Eagles. Cooper Kupp, the rookie. Remember we told you on this show he would be a sensation, and what about him? 51 catches, 665, 13 touches.
Now, this is going to be a good
Playing great.
game. Eagles and Rams is two good teams.
Hold on, we got one more game before we get to that game.
All right, let's do that.
You're going Chargers or Skins?
Chargers.
I'm going Chargers too. Super Chargers. But this is the type of game, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to regret this later, and I'm going to text you when it happens. The Redskins are liable to pull this type of game out because they went to Seattle and won. They went to they're doing well on the West Coast this year. I think they're 2-0. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Seahawks and the Rams. So they're going to LA. They're doing well on the West Coast. But they should stay out there. Don't come back to the East
There you
Coast.
go. California Redskins.
Seahawks, this is a good game. Seahawks 8-4, Chargers 8-4.
Not
Better
Chargers,
quarterback.
Not Chargers, Jaguars.
What did I say? Chargers?
Chargers.
Seahawks at Jaguars 8-4. I'm getting ahead of
Jaguar.
myself. Better quarterback play with Seattle with Richard Sherman. But Blake Bortles will be helped by the fact he doesn't have to face Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman. Cam out of Maury High in Norfolk. I think Seattle. Russell Wilson's the MVP to me. I think they're going to win this game, even in Jacksonville. Seattle.
I got Jacksonville at home.
Ooh, you do.
I got Jacksonville.
Do they have an offensive playmaker worth a darn? Leonard Fournette.
He would be, of course, still a youngster. He would be, but right now they find ways to win.
Their offense to me is just not that great. I think
Seattle
it
has
needs
too
some
many
offense.
injuries for me.
I think Seattle's morphing into an offensive team now, and they're going to win. Remember the Ravens when they had that great defense for years, and then Flacco took them? I think Wilson's going to do the same thing. Not Super Bowl this year. I'm not going that far. But they're going to get him in the playoffs because of his brilliance, his improvisational skills. Did I say that right? His ability to
You said
improvise.
something. Hopefully it came out the right way.
Ability to improvise at quarterback will allow them to win the game.
Let me just let the people know, Matt Hatfield's never been hooked on phonics.
That was rough.
And he finished 92nd in spelling bee. Unfortunately, there's only 14 other kids.
Oh, you've been saving that one, haven't you? Eagles are 10-2 at the Rams, who are 9-3 in LA. Maybe Jack Nicholson will come by and watch it.
I don't know. It's a great. It should be a
He
really,
could
really
be too
good
busy
game.
with the Laker girls.
Where's the rim shot on that one? I'm going. I think I originally picked the Eagles, but you know what?
You're going to change your pick again? You can't do that. It's illegal.
All right, I'll stay
12
with
states.
I'll stay with Eagles, but I'm telling you, the Rams at home.
The Eagles are a fraud. I said it. They're fraudulent. All you Eagle fans, I think Q's going to throw eggs at me next time she sees me. She's a big Eagle fan, as is, I think Thomas is. No, Kyle Hightower, our old producer. A lot of Eagle fans I know. They're going to throw eggs at me. But I'm telling you, you're fraudulent. You got a good line. You got a really good defensive line. An O-line is solid. You got two good backs with Blunt and Ajayi, power back. Carson Wentz is having a terrific season, but you don't have an offensive threat in the passing game that scares me. Receiver, tight end, I know Zach Ertz is pretty solid. And your secondary is vastly overrated, and that'll be the Achilles heel come playoff time. I'm calling you guys a fraud, so then you can throw it back in my face if you get to the Super Bowl, which might actually happen too. But I think the Rams are the more complete team with Goff. Gurley's been giving me a ton of fantasy points along with Kupp. And Aaron Donald up front, defensive line. Remember, he was out early in the year. He's got 8 sacks now. He's going to be a factor against the really sturdy O-line of the Eagles. I like the Rams in this game. They would be my bandwagon team if I jumped off the Cardinals ship and had to go for a team. I like the Rams the way they're playing. And McVay's done a fabulous job there. Ravens Steelers Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Like a Sunday night. And it's the end of the week, kind of resting right before we go to bed. And
You like that? Is it Faith Hill does the song?
yes,
It's
yes,
somebody
Sunday
else.
night.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it
sure,
might
yeah.
be. Might
I
be
think it's
the
Faith
blonde girl. Yeah, she all right.
Wow,
The blonde girl.
that is awful. You don't even know her name. You just know her as the
I said
blonde
Faith
girl.
Hill.
I think it's Faith Hill.
But
Anyways,
it's a good one here. I like this
it
game
is.
here. Two
Walt
big
Coleman-
rivals.
Walt Coleman's going to referee. What impact will that have on the game?
Little to none.
Okay. It's going to be physical, hard hitting, and the Steelers, they've been playing a lot of those. And I tell you what, the short turnaround from the Monday night game that was a by the way, I'm still mad at you, Pittsburgh. You injured Joe Mixon. I had him on my fantasy team, and I lost because of that. Shame on you. That means the Ravens are going to go to Pittsburgh and pull the shocker of shockers. Upset special. They're going to beat Pittsburgh at the big ketchup bottle known as Heinz Field.
Sticking with my Steelers.
Of course you would.
Sticking with my
You
Steelers.
biased,
Pennsylvania native.
biased PA person.
Almost 2 hours east of Pittsburgh. I'm sticking with my Steelers.
I'm telling you, the Ravens are plus 14 in turnovers. The Steelers are minus 1. That's a factor. Terrell Suggs has got 10.5 sacks. He's going to play mean and aggressive. That's a factor. Eric Weddle is tied for second in the league in interceptions with 5 picks. That's a factor. And Joe Flacco will look more like the Joe Flacco that helped them go on a postseason run a few years ago than the one who's been wildly inconsistent. Big Ben is due for a bad game. So is that Pittsburgh offense. They've kind of been in a malaise the last couple weeks. Remember, Green Bay, and since they've started off slow, they're due for a letdown the week before the New England game, which I think they actually may win. So, Ravens in an upset special. A game they need desperately to stay afloat in the wild card.
Steelers.
Of course you'd say that. And Pats and Dolphins, would you watch or not watch?
No, this is a
Wouldn't watch it.
38-7 win, New England.
I'm just
over.
hoping the Pats defense gets like 5 sacks and 6 takeaways. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I got them on my fantasy team.
Selfish reasons.
That's right. It's all about selfishness. Well, before we close up shop here, a lot of good college hoops action today. You want to hear the schedule?
Yeah, while he's finding the schedule, let me throw this little tidbit in there. Yankees, Giancarlo Stanton, they're going to look nice in that uniform.
Boo. Unnecessary is what it was. Absolutely unnecessary. You got, as we speak to you now, Boston College is beating Duke, but that'll probably change.
That'll change.
You got VCU Seton Hall. I got a chance to see VCU ODU last week, and that was a fun game. Mike Rhodes got a good team. They're going to get Marcus Evans from 757, Cape Henry and Great Bridge, Chesapeake native next year, as he's sitting out this year. But also, they took Texas to the wire the other night. Shaka Smart had a
I
big
watched
lead.
some of that, yes.
Took him to the wire. Matt Coleman, the 757 product from Maury High, came back home, got a win. They got a lot of talent with Mo Bamba and company. Texas will be a factor. Wichita at Okie State, 7-1, 7-1. I love that game. Wichita is my Final Four dark horse, which is no longer a dark horse.
No, they're too good to be called a dark horse. Years ago, you could say that, but not now.
Florida is at Cincinnati. Number 5, Florida. Number 17, Cincinnati. Florida's lost 3 in a row. What is wrong with them? They lost to like Loyola the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a little surprising. They're better than
They
that.
missed Devin Robinson, who dunked on your head plenty of times when he was at Christ Church in our Virginia Preps Classic. And a couple other games that catch my eye, Ed, with the college basketball. West Virginia at Pitt. West Virginia 8-1, quietest 8-1 team in America. Bob Huggins' team. They love rock fights. They D up for a whole 40 minutes. They don't shoot it well, but they are physical, and they're good again this year. West Virginia. Remember, they had a nice little run last year tournament. They had Gonzaga beat and lost that game in a Sweet 16.
Press Virginia.
They will do that to you. They will do that to you. And there was one more game I liked this today on the schedule. Oh, it's going on now. Kentucky-Monmouth. I have to bring this up. Monmouth is losing this game as we speak to you now, but Monmouth has played a bear of a schedule. And have you seen some of the losses they've had? They lost, I think, in 3 or 4 overtimes to somebody. They lost to Hofstra the other night. Number 1 play on SportsCenter, top 10. Shout out to our guy Jalen Ray from Hampton High. Did you see it?
Didn't see it, but
they
Jalen
missed
Ray.
the free throw. Here's the scenario. Hofstra's down big in this game. They come back. They are down 3, and they get fouled. Joe Mihalik wanted a shooting foul. They called it, a 1-and-1 or a 2-shot foul, I should say, because they were double bonus, I believe. So the kid makes the first free throw. They're down 2 with 5 seconds to go. He misses the second. They tap it out to a wide-open Ray from 3 who swishes it with 2.1 seconds to go, and Hofstra wins the game over Monmouth and King Rice, who has had a team knocking on the NCAA tournament door. But they played Kentucky. They played some good mid-majors at Monmouth. But how about Jalen Ray? 14 points and a game-winning 3 makes SportsCenter top play as a freshman for the Hofstra Pride. And our good buddy Lamar Barrett, shout out to him out there, the assistant coach.
Good job.
Doing a great job.
Lamar brought Jalen in, so.
He was a big factor, yes. Anything else on your mind, college football? We'll do our bowl picks coming up soon.
We'll be doing all the bowl picks coming up. It's that time of the season.
What
Happy
game
holidays.
do you like most? What college football bowl game are you most excited about, or you weren't excited about one of the 2 semifinals? I'm not jazzed up about the 2 semifinals. They got it right with Bama over Ohio State.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says. You can't lose to Iowa by 31 and get in. I'm sorry. And that's no disrespect to our guys, Jalen Holmes and Wayne Davis out of Lake Taylor, that are there at Ohio State. The Georgia-Oklahoma game doesn't tickle my fancy. I tell you the game I'm looking forward to. As you know, I love these obscure games. Central Florida, it's not really obscure. Central Florida and Auburn. I really want to see how that game pans out.
I can see that. Who's my Fighting Irish playing?
Notre Dame has got LSU in the Citrus Bowl.
Interesting.
I kind of lean with LSU in that game. But the Peach Bowl, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, is Auburn and Central Florida. So there you have it.
All right.
And the other game, I'll be watching is the Armed Forces Bowl, Lockheed Martin, San Diego State, and Army. I'm a big San Diego State guy. I'm taking Army today over Navy. You got Navy.
I got Navy.
Well, that'll do it. Listen to us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon on High School Sports Talk, presented by VirginiaPreps.com. He is the coach, Ed Young. I am Matt Hatfield, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays, folks. Sayonara.